School is here, and with it comes the chaos of the school year routines. The to-do list for families has begun, getting the kids ready on time, making sure they get to school safely, preparing lunches in the pinch, and the list keeps going on and on. And with so much to do, even the most put-together parent might feel overwhelmed. Joining us with tips for getting parents and kids out the door is parenting expert Colleen Burns. Welcome, Colleen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So like I mentioned, kids here in Tucson have been in school roughly about 2 to 3 weeks. So parents are starting to get the routine, but I'm sure a lot of parents are still like chaotic in the morning saying, what can I be doing to streamline this?
Absolutely, and one big difference is if you can do as much the night before as possible, that extra planning will make your morning routine a lot less hectic, whether it's laying out your child's clothing the night before or making sure each child has his or her own spot for their book bag, their shoes, their jacket, their schoolwork, so they know where to find everything. There's one place for each child, maybe even put their shoes on top of their backpack with some clean socks the night before. That saves a step. Make sure no one is on electronics in the morning. That can be so distracting and really takes away from that forward movement. Even if one child's ready to go and he's on an electronic device, another child is going to be distracted. And also remember, your mood is setting the tone. So try to keep a calm face and voice, even if you don't really feel it inside. If you're rushed, you just want to fake calm, because that's what's going to help keep your child moving in the right direction.
And I think oftentimes we forget in the hustle and bustle that the way that we react to things, our children react to it as well. So if we're stressed out, our kids pick that out, and then it just, the chaos just like elevates that much higher.
Absolutely, and a meltdown is a lot harder to talk your child down from than just waiting for those few extra minutes for them to catch up. Try to keep that in mind, and also, just as we were talking about, planning as much in advance as you can so you do have that extra wiggle room in the morning and you don't feel so rushed. Packing your child's lunch the night before, for example, saves you some time and gives you a little extra time with your child. They can help, talk to you about what they like to eat, why they like to eat it. You can tell them why you're putting in certain foods. Protein, for example, so important for them as they're building and maintaining their muscles and organs, and sustaining energy throughout the day. There are a few items I like to put into the children's lunch boxes that are real easy, that add that needed protein. Hormel has a Rev Wrap, 15 grams of protein in these single servings, so that's significant. Great flavors this year, in fact, and the new line of bold flavors. Also, these single serve containers of barbecued beef, pork, and chicken. That's a great item. Very flavorful, easy to add to the lunch. And peanut butter, great go-to for protein. Single serving containers now. You can also do something a little creative with your child's lunches. That's a fun way for them to know that you're thinking about them through the day. This might be a little more than most of us can handle, but you get the idea. And also milk. You want to make sure your child is drinking plenty of milk. 9 important nutrients in milk. And one way to make sure they finish their whole serving is this new milk additive. It's a brand new 0-calorie milk flavoring, a little bit like the water enhancers, only this is going to make sure your child finishes the milk and it's shelf safe, which is very important. We talk a lot about safety this time of the year as the school year is approaching. We're driving back and forth. One quick tip to make sure you avoid car accidents is to make sure your windshield is clean. It might be something that seems obvious, but a dirty windshield can really prevent good visibility of traffic signals, brake lights, that kind of thing. I like this product from Rain-X because it does clean my windshield really well inside and out, but it also leaves the second part is it leaves a layer of repellent on the outside of my windshield, and that's going to prevent water from building up there and obstructing my view. And it's important too that your children are driving safe vehicles, and that they're nice and clean as well. You might have to get a new vehicle for your child this school year, going to high school or off to college. And you want to get the latest and greatest safety, but sometimes you can't afford those new cars. They're just too expensive. Cars.com has come up with the best or the most affordable cars, the new cars, and the 2015 most affordable vehicle period is the Mitsubishi Mirage. That's just $12,995, and the fuel economy is almost as good as a hybrid without that hybrid technology expense. So something to consider if you're trying to get your child into a new vehicle and not break the bank.
Well, Colleen, thank you so much for joining the Morning Blend this morning, and thank you so much for the wonderful tips.
Thanks so much for having me.
And don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be back before you know it.